Boxing Associate is back for one more episode of Keys to Victory for today. WBC welterweight title fight. Mario Barrios versus Emmanuel Dapidron Pacquiao. Yes, Pac-Man Manny Pacquiao will be in the ring tonight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And he'll be vying for the WBC welterweight title defended by Mario Barrios. And if Manny Pacquiao wins, he'll be like the oldest welterweight champion, breaking his own record, but he'll be there at 46 years old. Some may say that it could be an instance of like how George Foreman defeated Michael Moore back in the 90s for the heavyweight championship of the world. But we're going to go through keys to victory for both Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios for their fight in Las Vegas tonight. Now for the 2025 International Hall of Fame inductee, Manny Pacquiao. Yep, that's right. Last month, Manny Pacquiao was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And now he has the opportunity to become the WBC welterweight champion of the world. With Manny Pacquiao, y'all know how he goes, as far as like being on his toes, up and down, back and forth, and seeing how he is, as far as like throwing those punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever, trying to overwhelm his opponent. Same thing here, trying to overwhelm Mario Barrios, timing, speed, precision. And that's what I was going to try to see here for Manny Pacquiao. We've seen that instance where Manny Pacquiao was able to get the win over Keith Thurman by getting an early knockdown against Keith Thurman. What we're going to see here is if Manny Pacquiao could get an early knockdown against Mario Barrios. We've seen Mario Barrios, of course, his loss to Tank Davis there recently. He had the loss to Keith Thurman also. And with those, it was more about him being overwhelmed with either the timing or the speed of both of those fighters. Manny Pacquiao has both of those. They're always known to have both of those. And the thing about it is that with Mario Barrios, he has to be able to be more defensively sound. But, we've seen what happened in his bout against Abel Ramos last year at AT&T Stadium. That ended up being a draw. So for Manny Pacquiao, as long as he's able to, properly overwhelm Manny Pacquiao with his speed, and, just get to different points there, because of course Mario Barrios is going to be, there as a taller fighter and everything like that. So you might have those points where you could get to the body, throw off the timing of Mario Barrios, and make sure that Barrios is not able to, like I would say, like he could have like lapses in defense is what I mean. Mario Barrios could have lapses in defense, and when he has those, then you could definitely take advantage. And here with Manny Pacquiao, he's had a multitude of knockout victories, as we know. So if you can, try to catch Mario Barrios, timing, speed, power, and I would say it's more about if Manny Pacquiao could keep that offensive output over the course of 12 rounds, if it goes 12 rounds, and if it does, then that activity will be able to give him rounds, and then he could be the WBC welterweight champion of the world. Now, on the flip side here with Mario Barrios, now he has been, as I've been mentioning, working very hard in San Antonio, over in Las Vegas as well, for this particular bout. He knows that this is the biggest bout of his career by a pretty good margin, okay? And that he knows if he would have an opportunity like this again, particularly in the welterweight division. So for him, it's more about keeping the distance away from Manny Pacquiao, timing the movements, the foot movements of Manny Pacquiao, and throwing that off with good timely punching, okay? Now, I did mention a thing there as far as like with Mario Barrios and his defense, and he could have lapses in defense. He's going to have to shore that up, of course. He's going to definitely have to shore that up. Of course, he has Coach Bob Santos there in his corner, former trainer of the year. And that, Bob Santos is going to have to keep Mario Barrios focused on defense. He cannot slip up on defense there against a guy in Manny Pacquiao who, as I said, throws punches in bunches. So it's either are you going to be defensively sound to try to keep the distance away from Manny Pacquiao and also properly block, or are you going to do something to the point where you're going to throw off the timing of Manny Pacquiao? Now, the thing with Barrios is he does have a good jab. I say that he has a good jab, but you got to be able to be consistent with it and be able to, at least I say early, be consistent, be forceful, and just keep that distance away from Manny Pacquiao with your jab. And if he's able to do that and then build off that, then he could, go to the body, go upstairs, mix it up, and wear down Manny Pacquiao over the course of the next few rounds, because Pacquiao was still 46 years old, okay? Pacquiao was still 46 years old. So you got to make sure that you could show that he's every bit of 46 years old. Good movement, timely movement, throwing the jab, working off the jab, and being able to build off that in order to wear down Manny Pacquiao going into the later rounds. And then when you have that opportunity, step on the gas and, just overwhelm Pacquiao to the point where he might not be able to continue. So first off, start off with the jab, keeping the distance away from Manny Pacquiao, checking out his movements to make sure that you could time him very well as far as how Manny Pacquiao could bounce in and out, and, throw punches, but just take that timing and pop him, when he tries to come in. And if you can, good timely movement, see how he does it, and then just pop him with the jab or pop him with the right hand to throw off his timing, okay? So for Mario Barrios, defense and timing with the jab and also with the counters. Now, in the last keys to victory, I was talking about Bam Rodriguez versus Fumalele Cafu, where Bam Rodriguez was an overwhelming favorite, okay? Now, with this one, Mario Barrios is actually lower than a 4-1 favorite against Manny Pacquiao. And I did talk about the whole thing with the keys to victory, but the other thing is with Manny Pacquiao being at 46 years old and Mario Barrios being 30? He got to show that he is the younger, much fresher fighter. I mean, Manny Pacquiao has not been in a boxing ring for a professional fight since his loss to Yordenis Ugas 4 years ago. So you got to show that you've been active here in the ring, being able to get the wins that you've had here recently, outside of the Abel Ramos fight, of course, there that ended up as a draw, and just say, you know what, Manny Pacquiao should not be in the ring with me. So for Mario Barrios, he has to send that message early, and if possible, send that message often. For Manny Pacquiao, like I said, speed, reflexes, timing, and seeing if he'll be able to overwhelm Mario Barrios. And if Mario Barrios is not disciplined on defense, then hey, Manny Pacquiao might have a shot to become the new WBC welterweight champion of the world. So with that being said, share your thoughts on this particular fight and the keys to victory. And also, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button to support the Boxing Source YouTube channel. And as I was mentioning before, we're on the route to 3,000 subscribers. So if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate that support. Till next time, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.